In this extension project, we can do the modification without touching the original source. Original source means the app which is already activated. So that app, the original app will not be modified. The source of original app will not be modified. On top of that, the variants will be created. Okay, the variants will be created with certain set of changes which we make on the standard app. So as a developer, guys, let's say if you want to make a change, like I want to disable any button. Okay, I want to disable a button or any field from a standard app. Now what I want to do, like I want to disable a button, that is what the modification which I made on the standard app. So when you make a modification on the standard app, so that changes will be tracked in a changes folder. Okay, so there will be a separate file which will be created, but mostly the modification or extensions are done based on variants. Okay, so I'll show you like how this is how the standard app will be created, and for the extension app. Okay, the project that we will create now, it is a part of adaptation project. So when we go with the adaptation project, definitely the namespace of the app will be modified. Whatever namespace you provide, accordingly, this namespace we have to activate on the Fiori Launchpad so that user can access this custom standard app. Okay, because later on this app will be called as an extension app. Now this app again we have to activate on the Fiori Launchpad. Again, we have to configure this app on the Fiori Launchpad because what I said, the adaptation or the extension that we are making on this standard app, it is done without modifying the original source, without modifying the original standard app. Okay, so let me show you how this adaptation project is created in SAP BS. So to create an adaptation project in SAP BS, I'll click on this breadcrumb option. I'll go to File and New Project from Template. Same like in Project from Template only, we have that option. So this is what the adaptation project template that we have to choose whenever you want to extend a standard application. Okay, so click on this adaptation project and just say start. Now after the environment will be ABAP because yeah, definitely. So there are two environments, ABAP and Cloud Foundry, but now the standard app is a part of ABAP on premise. So I'll select ABAP and I'll just say on next. Okay, now we have to provide a variant name. Okay, so guys, whenever you're extending a standard app, so it is done through the variants. Okay, so now I will provide a name of the variant here. So you can give any name. So as we are working on manage billing document, so you can see there are certain list of standard app which I have created yesterday. But apart from that, I'll keep this project name and the namespace completely different. So that is the project name. And you can see the namespace here, customer.manage.billing.document, and application title. I'll give it as manage billing document. OK, fine. Now after that, just click on next button. Yeah. After clicking on next, we have to choose the destination from the drop down. So as of now in my SIB account, there is only two destinations which are available. That is one Northwind and second is this on-premise S4 2022. OK, by default, it will select. Yeah. So because there is only one destination which is bringing the app. And now under the select application, we can see all the list of standard apps which we can extend. OK, which we can extend. But the app that I'm looking for is manage billing document. You can just simply search for manage billing document and you can get this app. OK, so this is what the app I want to extend. So just click on this app. So once it is selected, it will just verify the app. And after that, you can see we have a list of SAP UI5 versions which you can use. So you can just use any version from here. 1.112 is the latest. 1.102 is the system version. So I'll go with the system version only. And now there is enable safe mode. So guys, when you go with enable safe mode, yes. So we cannot make any changes like freestyle changes we cannot add. Okay. But if you say no, definitely you can add all that. So I'll go with the enable safe mode as no, and I'll just say finish. So when you say finish, the project will be created and it will be opened in the new workspace. And you can see this project here. See, just now we created this project, manage billing document, and under the web app, can you see a new app description variant file is created? Okay. So for every app, the custom app, sorry, the extension app, this mostly the extension of app is done through the variant. So one application description descriptor variant will be created for that app. So when you open that, you can see the basic details like file name, reference ID, all the basic details you can see here. Okay. So now let's do some changes. So how you can do the changes on this standard app? So now this app is the adaptation project that we created. So within this adaptation project, so to make a changes, first of all, the manifest.app description and underscore variant file is created, right? So just right click on this file and there is a first option called Open SAP UI5 Visual Editor. So click on this. So once you do that, it will open your visual editor. Okay, it will open your visual editor and you can see the application in this within this editor. Okay, within a preview mode also you can see the app. So it's loading SAP UI5 Visual Editor. Let it load. So it will just open the preview of the app. How the app application is looking, that it will open here. See, this is how our app looks, right? Initially. So this is how the app will look. And now you can just go to the edit mode, because when you want to make a changes, you can go to the edit mode here. You simply go to edit mode and you can just hide this left file explorer. Yeah. So see, like on left side, we have a certain set of controls in which you can do some modification. OK, and on right hand side, you can actually see the preview of the app. OK, so now let's say we want to do some modification on this. Now, first modification which I want to do is on this. Maybe let's say I want to make a modification on the text. Think.
So, Abhik, I believe this is a element-based application, not a freestyle application.
Yeah, it's a Fiori elements based application. Fine, because standard app, any type of app you can extend, like whether it's a freestyle UI5 app or a Fiori elements app. OK, in both the
Okay.
apps you can make the changes. That's fine.
Okay.
Second, I'll just checking for that text. See now in this, like definitely we have certain designs, like in design we have a transparent info solid. So when we say solid, right? So you can see the change here. Let's say we go with the info. This is how the info will look. And again, there is a transparent. So I think initially it was auto only, right? So that is one thing. What is the style here? Style we have standard and clear. So we'll let it be as a standard. Okay, let's say now within this, like we have a button here. Setting, that's a setting part. We have a certain set of buttons here. Okay. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Now within this overflow toolbar, let's say we want to hide this display button. Okay, I just want to hide this display button. So to hide this display button on right hand side, whichever button you're clicking, so right hand side, the settings will come for that respective button. And in this, there will be one visible property. Okay. So as of now, this button is visible. So when I want to hide this button, I'll simply say false. Okay. Now after clicking on false, you can see the button is hidden now, right? It's not visible to the user. But on left side, there is an outline and then one more tab is there, changes. So when I click on the changes, you can see as of now, we made changes to the respective files. So far we have done like 6 changes. Okay. I think initially we have changed the drop down of design, right? So that's why it is also considered as a change here. See, so far, how many changes we have done? 6 changes. Okay. But let's say I just want to keep a button change. I don't want this like a design and all. So you can simply delete it. Okay. Whichever design you don't need, you can just delete it simply. But as of now, we have so many changes here and you can just simply reload this editor here. Again, it will reload. Whatever change you are making, make sure that after delete, we must reload the editor and don't close this tab, guys. If you're closing, definitely next time your visual editor will not open. Then in that case, we have to open it in incognito mode. There is some cache issue we have. Okay, see, now the changes that we did. So there will be one more folder which will be created under the web app. What is that? Changes folder. And under the changes, what we did so far, we made the changes in the button, right? Think why this folder is blank. Okay, 1 second. Let me go back. Looks like the changes that we did, it's gone. Okay, so let me just close this. Yeah. Okay, so let's do one thing now. Again, I think the change was not reflected. So I will just hide this button, false. Okay, so this change is there now. So on left hand side, when we go to the changes folder, why the change is not getting created? Think this is added as a part of. Okay, fine. So let's do one more thing now. So we made that change, right? And the button is hidden as of now. Uh, let's do one more thing here. Say we will hide this button as well. Okay, so now we have 2 changes. Let's say if we go to the preview mode. Okay, I think guys, some issue is there. I'm not sure because normally when we do any changes, right, this changes will be captured under the changes folder. So under the changes folder, one file will be created. And when that file is created, in that the changes will be available of the respective button. Why it's giving this symbol unsaved changes? Okay, it's saying unsaved changes. Looks like the changes are not saved. Just 1 second. I think the button would be there for this. See, now this is what will occur. Now see, it will not open. See, the changes are, see, now the changes are there. 2 files are created in this. Okay, one is for the display button. You can see that. The button that we make the property as false for the visible. And this is what the change we made. We made the visible equal to new value is false for that button. And again, for second button also, we made the property as false. So two changes as of now, we did the two changes on the standard app, and that is what the change we have here. Okay. But now the problem is, guys, there is some cache issue with the BS. See, next time when you open this visual editor, it won't be open. I don't know, some problem is there with the BS. Okay. It's tried to load, but suddenly it fails. If it is opening, then it's well and good. Okay, I think it's opening. Yeah. Okay. So guys, so far we made two changes, and then based on that, we can't see the display button, and one more button we made it as hidden, right? So two buttons are not visible to the user as of now. So that is the two changes that we made. Let's go to the edit mode now. Okay. Now, guys, we will do some basic customization. Like I'll just add a new fragment in this, and I'll add my own custom button. Okay, within this header. So that will be the one change which I'm going to make. So to add a custom button here within the header. Okay, so just right click on here and you can see just add a button or add a fragment. Okay, so I'm going to add a fragment here. So now mostly the button will be added within a overflow toolbar. So the bar that we see, okay, as of now, the bar that you can see here, it is a overflow toolbar. So within a overflow toolbar, within a overflow, see, sorry, it's not a spacer. We want to add it in a, yeah. So this is a overflow toolbar. So what type of aggregations the overflow toolbar has? It has tooltip, drag drop config and content. So when we add anything inside the content, so we can see the respective button within that overflow toolbar. And that is what we want to do. We want to add a new button in this overflow toolbar, and that is our own button. Okay. So I'll click on this content part. And now I will create a new one. So if already one fragment is there, you can reuse the existing one or you can create a new fragment. So I'll say your fragment as button frag for, for toolbar. OK, so this is the fragment which I'm creating now. I'll just say create. So now new fragment will be created and just wait. OK, so when you go to the left side, so see one fragment folder is created under the changes. And this is what you can add it here. So now I'll just going to add one button. So I'll add a button. So let's say I want to open a message box. Open message box. And now I will add a press event. So now for adding a press event, guys, definitely there is a tweak for this. Like whenever you're adding a custom. So definitely there is a twist for this. OK, you cannot directly add a simple. So mostly how we need to add dot extension dot. We have to follow the namespace. So this is the reference, which is our namespace and followed by the method name. That's how the process we need to follow the syntax for adding a press function or press event. So far, like we just added a button. So when we reload this editor, at least we can see that button in that overflow toolbar. OK, let it load. OK, so that button is not available yet. Okay, I have reloaded the editor. Just 1 second, I think let it reload. Yeah, so can you see now button here? So just now I have added this button, open message box in this toolbar. That is what the extension which I have added. Now on this, what we have to do, see, as of now, my button is ready, right? But I have to add an event here. So I'll say dot extension dot the namespace. So what is the namespace? So this is the actual reference, or you can call it as a namespace. You can paste that. After that, dot the method name. So what is a method name? Let's say on open message box. Okay. So that is the function which I want to open. That's it. Now this function where we should add now, because as of now, there is no controller file, right? So where we must add this code. So again, for that, we have to do one more thing. See, now I'll tell you. So for that, we have to do controller extension. Okay. Sorry, wait. The space is less here. I think how to bring that button now. Yeah, so I'll just right click here and can you see one option here, extend with controller. OK, so for to add a custom function for that custom button which I have added. So I'll say extend with controller. OK, so I'll click on extend with controller and now I'll give like let's say it's my controller dot JS cannot contain white space and special characters. OK, so it's a controller and I'll say extend now. So when it is done, so you will see one more folder is created under the changes, under the coding, and there is a separate controller file which I have created now. OK, so guys, so far what we did, we made a basic modification in a button visibility property. Then we added our own custom fragment, and in that we have added our own we have added a UI5 control that is button, and then we have extended the controller. So now within this controller, I can place my code. OK, so to place my code here. So what I will do here now, wait. Now I'll just under this, I'll just add the function which I've added recently, open message box. OK, so for that, I have to open the message box, right? So I'll copy this message box. I'll pass it as a parameter, and I'll say message box dot open. OK, so this is what the message I want to display when we click on that custom message or the custom button that we added. OK, so far. Now, yeah. So now let me just reload this editor once, and I'll just close this left side of File Explorer. So guys, this visual editor, it's a little bit slow. OK, it's taking more time to load. OK, see, just now we added this button, but now you can see it's not working here, right? It's not even triggering the event. What is the problem here? Problem is like when we add a custom namespace, right? We added dot extension dot the namespace of the entire project. After that, we need to add this controller file also. So that is one case or one thing that we have to do. We have to provide the proper path of controller. Okay. So how you can provide that? Now, after billing dot document dot, you simply add coding dot my controller. Okay, let me see, guys. I think I'm also a little bit. Let me just give a try here. Just go back here. I'll just reload this one more time. Okay, still it is not working then. I think this is not required. My controller dot open message box. Okay, I'll give one more try now. I'm just worried about the path. Okay, the path that we provided in the press event. See, fine now, guys.